Welcome back everybody. Today we're gonna play Neon on Abyss. Today is day 28 of playing every agent on every map. Neon is probably one of the most fun agents to play in this game. With her movement ability, she gives out a lot of different possibilities you can do, and you can take a certain amount of timings that you can't take with any other agents. That's why I think Neon is still pretty good on most of the maps, even though she got nerfed pretty heavily. By the way, on a recent video about Deadlock on Bind, I've gotten this gem of a comment. The commenter is himself a Deadlock main, and he said, just telling setups doesn't really work. I totally agree with that. That's why I'm trying to include as much things I know to help you play the game or the agent in the way you want to play, and to also give out information on other agents you probably have never played and how they can use their util to best help you and how you can play with them. I really appreciate those comments, and if you have any comments about this video or any other videos on your experiences, write them down there as well. I really like to hear your opinion on things like that, and any tricks or tips you found yourself are appreciated if you write them in the comments. I also just want to say a big thank you to all the people that have been supporting me over this year. I am incredibly grateful for all the nice comments you guys left and all the suggestions you guys made. For next year, I only have 3 big goals. One is to reach finally Radiant. Another one is to upload a video a day, and the third one is to reach 10,000 subscribers till my birthday, which is in the middle of June. I think all of these are possible, and if you want to see my journey while doing it, don't forget to leave us up. Anyways, enjoy the video now. Starting off with A-side defense. A-side as a Neon is a pretty good side to play, because you can go here early in the beginning of the round over here, maybe catch a timing on them if they are just sneaking up or just normally walking up, not full sprinting up. You have a pretty good chance of getting here, maybe then getting a kill using your wall and then running out. Other options you have is to also go up here, just hold this, then go back. Or go up here, hold this, maybe get a kill, stun, and then go back, so you have more time to get away. Another thing you can do that is kind of risky, but it works sometimes, is as soon as you think they are trying to execute on side, you can use a stun right here. That stuns all of main, and then you sprint over around the corner, and you hit them from behind. The people that are going to be stunned in main are going to walk out towards one side, and they're most likely going to walk out like this way, if they're close here, or this way if they're close here, and they're not going to expect you jumping out here, and you can maybe get 2 to 3 kills. This is a really strong play because on Neon this jump is way easier, and it's most of the times not expected unless you play a jet. Other things you can do is to play up here and then kill one, and as soon as you kill one you can fall back with a stun like this. You stun anyone in main, and then you have enough time to reposition either towards this side, or even sometimes, especially if there's a one-way right here, even towards somewhere close here, and then you have another great angle where they don't expect you. By the way, a lot of agents can't really play this spot right here, because they don't have a get out of jail free card. But the thing with Neon is, you can play here, get a kill, use her wall like this, and then just jump out. Sometimes you get hit and you die, but most of the times you are able to get out. You can also just use a wall like this one, that blocks you off all the way, but most of the times it isn't even necessary to use it perfectly, and you just are able to get out. To further your chances of getting out, you can use a stun in main. This stun in main pushes the people back that are trying to refrag you from the teammates of them you just killed right here, and it's generally a pretty good play. Since Neon got nerfed, her movement accuracy while dashing is still pretty good, but like not as good as it used to be. This doesn't matter though if you're using a shotgun. That's why I recommend, especially on eco rounds where you have enough money to buy a shotgun, for example a Bucky, to play close here, either in this corner, if there's a smoke close here, or even back here. If they're not coming here, you are unlucky, but you can still get a kill by just running over and then dashing onto somebody with the Bucky. And if they're coming here, especially if there's a smoke close here, you have a easy time killing them and playing a little more aggressive than you usually do, and get kills inside of the smoke. And it's just a pretty good play to throw off the enemies. Let's say you're rotating over from mid, the enemies are planting, and you want to stop them from planting. You can use a stun like this one, that stands under and the person planting, and then you can jump out of the smoke in heaven and focus the guy planting and maybe also the guy under that you stunned. You can then, after you kill the planter and there's nobody else on site, or they're just coming out of site and you want to get out, use a wall like this one, and then just sprint backside, maybe try to get another kill on the other side, and you're good to go. Let's say you're playing mid. On mid you have two options. You can firstly play here, waiting for them to walk out down here. Or play here and waiting for them to walk out up here. This is really strong if you're using an op. By the way, an op on a Neon is not quite as good as on a Jet, but it is still pretty good because you can reposition very fast. So you can get a kill here, check if there's somebody up there, and then get a kill here, maybe then re-peek under here. It's just in general pretty good. The other option in mid you have is to start off right here and then slowly walk down here all the way to here. If they are coming A, you can then go for a fast flank over mid. But if they're not coming A, and if they're coming over B, you can fast flank over mid as well. But if they're coming mid, you can stay here, get a kill, use your wall like this, and then sprint back and get to safety back here. Or even go up here and hold the people trying to trade you from up here. If you know they're already close down here, you can combine that with a stun. So you get a kill, wall, and then stun off of this wall, stun anyone trying to push through your wall here, and the people standing close here. And it's a pretty safe escape for you. This is also really good if you're in an eco round. For example, you're just waiting here with a sheriff, for example. You see somebody coming out, you kill them, you wall, and then you run out. Something else you can do in mid, but I think it's only worth in like eco rounds, is to go down mid and go to a place either here, wait for them to walk out here, or hold here. This is pretty good if you're doing it with a Spectre or Stinger. Stinger is even better because on close range you have the advantage versus Stinger because you can move side to side. This is also really good because a Neon Dash isn't fully accurate now. It only has walking accuracy, but the walking accuracy of a Stinger is insanely good, as you can see here, especially on close range. Switching over towards B. On B, you can stand in this corner at the beginning of the round and just hold down here. It's a really unexpected off angle, and it is in general pretty good. After you get a kill, you can even go all the way over here. It's pretty hard for the enemies to see you here. You can then drop down, try to fight either from here or from here. And if you see they are rushing you and they throw a lot of util, you can just use a wall like this and then get out. By the way, if you're trying to get out sometimes, it's worth just waiting for a couple of seconds because the enemies tend to spray right when you throw a wall, so they think you're gonna run out right away. And if you get hit like that, you might be slowed a lot and then you might die from it. So waiting like just 1 or even 2 seconds because your wall holds for enough of time and then go in is a pretty good idea. Another thing you can do is something like this. In the beginning of the round, you wait here. As soon as the barrier goes down, you jump over, and then you just wait. If they are peeking you, if you know they are coming B, you can just get free kills because most of the times they don't expect you here. But if you have a breach or just any other agent with good flashes, like a KO or maybe even a Sky, you can tell them to flash as soon as you call them to, like main, and then you can run and dash over and kill the people in main. Like that you get some free kills, and if you have to get out, you can then use a wall either like this or like this, and then jump over and get all the way out again. It's a pretty aggressive play and it's also kind of risky, but it works way better than on most other agents because with a Neon Dash you're out here way faster and you're getting out way further. And the people don't expect it right away. And you can even shoot during the Neon Dash, even though they nerfed the moving accuracy. If somebody is close, it still works. Another good play you can do is to just wait right here. If you hear them coming, you can just hold this cross the whole time. Because the people that are coming out main are gonna walk into the same thing, and the people that are jumping over the backside back here gonna go over the same thing. And then if you hear them, and if you know they're close, you can use a stun like this one. To stun close here, and the people coming out and trying to like push you are gonna be stunned, and then you can peek out and get some free kills. By the way, it's always worth spraying right here if there's a smoke in main, and then also spraying over here. The middle sometimes works too, but the people are most likely gonna be at the edges of the smoke, and you can get some free kills off of that. Another good spot I see mostly played on the chat is a spot right here. Like this, you have a great off angle on the people main if they're trying to take the orb. This also works pretty good if you have an op. You can then just either hold the orb. I recommend you hold out a little farther so the people are gonna walk out a little and you can shoot them. And if you see somebody taking the orb, you can even shoot them through the edge of the wall and get some free damage off of them, maybe even a kill. This spot right here is pretty strong, especially because you can then just throw a wall out. Either decide to go back here or go all the way over here. Then hold window, hold close under, hold like the cross here. It's just a really good off angle people most of the time don't expect, but if you keep playing it, people are gonna clear it and you're gonna have a harder time getting kills from there. So I recommend you use that only like every 5th round or something if you decide to go for it. Let's come to attack. Attack is Neon's strong suit, because with her fast movement ability, she can deny certain timings. Like for example, the enemies that are trying to walk over here in the beginning of the round are not going to be able to do that unless they make noise. And if you are a Neon, you can just do something like this and jump spot it, because most of the times the people won't really insta shoot you. Or with combined with any flash, you could just even dash out, spray them, focus the other players that are coming close to main. A thing you gotta be careful though when you're playing a Neon is to not be too fast so your team can't really keep up. If you go fast, I recommend you have util to clear out the way for you, and after that you take the space and then you wait for your team to come with you. Don't just insta run in even further unless you have a really good timing because you killed like 1 or 2 people and the rest of the site is already free, and then you can go in towards CT or something like that. But I see a lot of people doing that on a Neon, especially I experienced it myself when I was playing a lot of Neon, and I still am by the way. But I tend to go way too far in without my team being behind me, and then I just die, give the enemy team a gun if they're on a Nico, or just give the enemies a chance to get back into the round because my team loses all the space I got them just because I died. After you have taken main, it's always worth taking the orb. The orb and your ult is just a pretty easy thing you can get in a lot of rounds, especially in the Neon, because when you're entering, you tend to get some kills. And with dying, you also get another orb. So like that, you can have your ult in the 3rd round and you can win the bonus round for your team. Another good thing I found is a stun like this one. When you are entering and you use a stun like this one, you stun anyone playing close here. And especially the players playing close under here. So this spot right here is a death trap for the enemies. Combined with a stun like this, you can use the stun, run in, and then either dash out if you still have your dash left, wait for the smoke up here by the way before you do that stun, and then just dash out, focus on the people down here, and it's easy pickings. Another thing I found works pretty well, especially if you want to fake on your own, is a wall like this one combined with a stun like this one. The wall like this one covers all the side lines from up here all the way over here. And backside, so the people on backside won't be able to see you. You can just use the wall, then use the stun. Be aware of the close angle here, and then you can run back here and create chaos for the enemies, so the enemies think you're taking this side. You can then maybe try to get a kill backside, even go further towards CT, without even really needing to clear out heaven. I used this on a fake myself recently and it worked out pretty well. But even if you're not faking, it still works out pretty good because you like that you can take backside and then you can pressure the people that are playing over here while your team is coming out towards the other side from here. Another thing you can do when you're trying to take side is to use a stun in heaven. There's most of the time somebody in the heaven smoke waiting for you to plant or just do anything. It's either sometimes a Cypher, a Sova, or even a Fate, trying to throw a reveal out. And with that reveal, they are going to be able to kill you pretty easily if nobody destroys it, and this is especially good if you're planting. So with a stun like this, you don't give him the ability to shoot out too quickly, and he's gonna have to go back because he think you might push. Let's switch over towards mid. On mid, there's something pretty easy you can do almost every round, is to go up here over these 2 boxes and then destroy the door. With a door open, you have the ability to go into the connector here and create a lot of pressure for the enemies. If you are here and your team is then going towards A, and you hear somebody in heaven, you can then break the door and get 3 kills on the people in heaven. Like that, you also put a lot of pressure on them because you can always be in this cubby right here, and then it's pretty hard to get you out unless they break this wall here right away. Other things you can do on mid is to go up here and then use a wall like this one with and then use a wall like this one to block off the cross over here, so you can cross over here pretty safe and then hold the people from here. Because like that, the people from here are not going to be able to hold this cross right here, and you have a pretty good ability to like go over here and get some kills on the guys here, then slowly take mid. By the way, this also works if you use a smoke right here. Other things you can do is to then go up here and then either stun this to focus on the people close here, or stun Link close here and then focus the people here. This one is a little bit riskier though, because the people can stand here, here, and here, and they are not gonna be stunned, and they might be able to kill you pretty easily. Another kind of trick I don't see a lot of people use is that you can jump up here and then jump spot here. It is kind of risky because you might be able to get spam to these boxes, because those boxes you are able to shoot through. But if you, by going up here and then jumping over here, you can get the information on people down here, even on people close trying to push up. Switching over towards B side. On B side, this orb right here is pretty free most of the times. A thing you can do as a Neon is to sprint up here fast in the beginning of the round and then just jump over for information. Sometimes you're getting held by an AWP, but even while getting held by an AWP, it's pretty hard for the enemies to hit a shot on a sprinting and jumping Neon. That's why I recommend you jump over. Like this, you get information over close here if you don't have a Sova or any other info agent. And this in general is just pretty good to get information. Sometimes you die from that though, so just don't be too surprised. Most of the times you won't. You can then decide to take the orb here too, or go towards side. When you go towards side, a stun like this one, where you jump and stun right here, this copy, the copy close here, is pretty good. Most of the times there's somebody playing there, and the person there is going to be full stunned, and you have a free time taking side. You can then combine that with a wall like this one, to block off any sidelines from here, and your team can walk in from behind and even like hold the cross here, so you can then focus on the people backside, dash either towards here, or then go over towards this side if you have, like, for example, a breach stun right here, or just a omen flash, or just any util right there. You can then also go towards the other side and focus on the people here. With Neon, it is pretty good to play really aggressive angles, because you can get out of them pretty easily. For example, when you play here, you can then go back, sprint over here, maybe dash out here. It's just a good agent to get into aggressive off angles in really aggressive spots. Like, for example, here, even trying to go up in towards heaven, playing in this corner, playing close here, holding people, playing close here. Because most of the times when you get a site as a Neon, you're the first in, and you have a easier time to get into those angles because the enemies aren't fast enough to rotate over. Don't overextend too far, for example, holding from here, and then you're like open to two angles. That's why I recommend you only go like either here or here, because you then only have to hold this angle right here, because most of the times the people coming out of heaven won't be or won't check you right here. For Neon in general, it isn't much about util usage. Neon has some util, mainly her sprint, which makes her able to take certain timings, but other than that, Neon doesn't have that much util. That's why it is really important to communicate with your team when you're playing in Neon. Like the timings you have for example, if you are in CT and you hear like 5 people going up heaven, and just saying, yeah, don't peek heaven, there's like 5 people there. Because you have information your team doesn't have, and you can then capitalize off of the timings you got with your Neon sprint. And you can help your team win rounds like that. Information is a vital part you can give out as a Neon, but also a vital part you need as a Neon. So always communicate with your team when you're playing in Neon, and it helps your team win a lot of games. If I had to give Neon a rating on Abyss, I would give her the A tier. She's only A tier because Abyss is a Cypher map, and a lot of Cyphers play on Abyss, and it's really hard to play against a Cypher on a Neon, especially if you don't have a Sova that supports you. Other than that, Neon is a pretty good pick, and I recommend you play Neon on Abyss if you want to learn a new duelist. Or Chat is also fine, but Neon is just way more fun to play. That would be it from me though. If you have any suggestions which agents I should play next, write them down in the comments. And also, don't forget to write down in the comments what maps you want to see them on. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, and come say hi to me on Twitch, where I stream almost daily. I really hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and see you guys very soon. Bye bye!